Having kids is like the end goal of life. But wouldn't it suck if you were cursed with a little bald crybaby like Caillou or a little delinquent like Riley Freeman that tote BB guns and want to jump off the porch and be gangster? Today we're going to be looking at some of the worst kids in cartoon history. And you know me, I'm not going to hold back on nobody, so make sure you watch to the end. And I also got a Patreon now where you can support me and request videos, so check it out if you're interested. Without further ado, let's make fun of some bitch ass animated kids. Bitch ass kid number 1. Oh, what? Did you expect this light bulb to not be on the list? Real shit, what is the point of this cartoon? Is it just to watch this bald ass nigga cry every episode?
He's a kid, Wolfgang. Of course he's gonna cry. Why are you making fun of him?
Well, if his bald ass would stop crying for 10 seconds, I'd tell you why I hate him. Subscribe. First of all, he's bald. And if you're bald, I'm not talking about you. Unless you're Caillou. Caillou is also a terrible friend. There's an episode where everybody chilling at the park, kicking it, having fun. But then this wannabe Tony Hawk on this weak ass skateboard with this weak ass helmet with these weak ass knee pads come along.
Stupid birds.
Stupid birds? Don't try to blame the birds for that shit. He messed up way after the birds left. Look at this, look at this. He started wobbling way after they left. Why is he trying to blame them? Give Caillou bald ass a point for that shit. Nah. So I guess Caillou and Leo heard pro skater over here say the word stupid. And because they're kids, they picked up on it obviously. So when Caillou's friend Clementine gets to the park, he decides to show her his new word.
I went on a skateboard all by myself, Clementine. Clementine, stupid. Yeah, you're stupid.
Shut up, bald nigga. Take that weak ass hat off.
Clementine, being a little girl, obviously doesn't take being called stupid lightly.
Well, actually, Leo called her stupid first.
It's called shutting that shit down and not being a part of the situation. Did y'all know that this bobblehead was also a baby pincher? So Rosie, fresh home from the hospital, still a little newborn baby. And Caillou gets mad because she doesn't want to play with him. So he fucking kills her. No, I'm just playing, y'all. He don't kill her. He just pinch her. Look how much skin he's got between his fingers. And then his little bald ass got the nerve to be the one crying half the show. He never got pinched like that. And Rosie only a couple of weeks old here. This is gonna be one of her first ever memories. Planet Head is also just a really bad brother. I don't give a damn that he's 4 years old and doesn't understand. He be treating Rosie like he hates her. Real shit, look how hard he shoved her. Look at that. There's also an episode where Caillou got mad because Rosie was wearing one of the shirts he wore when he was a baby.
Caillou couldn't believe his eyes. Rosie was wearing his very favorite shirt.
Shut up, bald nigga. Take that weak ass hat off.
So his enabler mom takes the shirt off Rosie and gives it back to Caillou, and he walks around wearing that shit like a crop top for the rest of the episode. He realizes he can't fit the shirt, so he starts trying to tape it to his pants and whatnot, and eventually he finally accepts that he can't fit the shirt. And instead of learning a lesson about sharing or giving the shirt back to Rosie, he gives it to his teddy bear and the episode ends. And there's some people who will still sit here and defend his little bald ass. To conclude this Caillou section of the video, I don't like Caillou and neither should you. All he does is teach kids to cry for what they want. His parents don't discipline them, and this shit looked like it was animated by Hookie Hong Fonka. That's a creature that I made up. Bitch ass kid number 2.
You wanna play rough? Okay, say hello to my little friend.
It comes to me as a shocker that a lot of y'all don't even know who Riley Freeman is. I'll put money on it that you've never watched a cartoon that has a kid similar to Riley Freeman before. So you're probably wondering what's so bad about this little black kid with cornrows. First of all, he's a fucking delinquent. Cornrows. Riley Freeman loves crime and everything to do with crime. Riley's grandpa once hired a babysitter for him and his brother. The babysitter arrives and is being super nice to Riley and his brother Huey. Can you guess what this little hoodlum does to the babysitter?
Can we play cops and robbers?
Cops and robbers? Sounds like fun.
Bitch, this all you got? $3 in a prepaid cell phone with 2 minutes on it.
He did this shit for no reason other than the fact that he likes to commit crime. And got the nerve to whip out a ski mask for this like she don't already know what he looked like. Most kids get bored and play with Legos. Riley Freeman gets bored and plays with guns. And when he teamed up with his friend Lamilton, they did hella bad things. Dumping trash on the cars on the freeway, spraying people with a mixture of piss and hot sauce. Go ahead and add murderer before this one. Riley drops this baby doll onto the freeway, causing a woman to crash. Her crashing caused this crazy domino effect which made everyone behind her also crash. Just look at these collisions, at least 2 of these people died, right? If you say otherwise, you're tripping. He's also a terrible grandson. He don't listen to anything that his granddad says.
Stay away from that hospital!
I headed straight for the hospital.
And when Granddad got his ass beat by a blind nigga, all he could do was make jokes.
I can't believe you got your ass kicked by a blind man, Granddad. He beat you like a piñata. No. Yo, we can rig Granddad out for Mexican birthday parties. Whew, I must be blind too, because I sure didn't see that ass whoopie coming.
There's no reason he shouldn't have helped Granddad here. If my grandpa was getting beat up by a blind dude, I'm not making no jokes. I'ma just beat the blind dude till he can see. Riley is also an R. Kelly supporter. If you know, you know, but if you don't, just know that R. Kelly is a bad guy. Riley is apparently R. Kelly's biggest fan because he was defending him even though he did some shady stuff.
He's accused of relieving himself on an underage girl on tape, which is against the law.
And Riley's mad about that because he feels as though the victim is to blame.
At what point does personal responsibility become a factor in this equation? I see piss coming, I move. She saw piss coming, she stayed.
So I guess that can tell us what kind of guy Riley is, huh? He don't care what kind of shady shit R. Kelly got going on. He wanna perform and jump up and down and make his cornrows bounce on stage. Last but not least, he's pretty fucking stupid.
What country you from?
What?
What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English in what?
What?
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
What?
Well, what I'm saying is that they are no.
What? What?
And a few honorable mentions for Riley Freeman, telling his granddaddy don't got game.
Your granddaddy recognized game.
Game recognized game, and you looking kinda unfamiliar right now.
Drinking out of the orange juice jug.
Glass? I don't need no glass. I takes mine to the head.
Having cornrows. And to conclude this Riley section of the video now, he basically just a badass kid and he's still pretty funny. His entire point of existence is to just be a stereotypical hood kid. He's a pretty cool character. He really should cut those weak ass cornrows off though, I'm not gonna lie. Bitch ass kid number 3.
That's good, OJ. Yeah, that hurt? What the hell?
A lot of people just forget that Stewie used to be a villain back in the day. But I remember him beating the Jajonkas out of Brian clear as day.
What?
Let's see just how bad this football was. Comment your favorite fruit if you made it this far. Well, obviously, first and foremost, he's a super villain. Pretty much everything Stewie does in the show can fall under this category. Trying to kill his mom, beating Brian senseless over $50, shrinking down inside of Peter to kill any future siblings he may have. Outside of those generically evil things, what has he really done? I don't know, nothing really. Cut a horse open for no reason. One day Meg was supposed to be watching Stewie, but Stewie's smart as fuck, so he escapes obviously. It then cuts to a scene of Stewie in the forest shivering because he's so cold, and this would obviously lead the viewer to believe that Stewie is in danger.
Sorry, I forgot my jacket.
So yeah, he cut this horse open because he forgot his jacket at the petting zoo. And I don't know about y'all, but anyone who hurts animals is blacklisted to me. You know how much more useful that horse was than this time-traveling, evil, flamboyant, football-headed baby? That reminds me, this walking birth defect is just an animal abuser in general. Because of how humanized he is, I think a lot of Family Guy fans forget that Brian is a dog. Yeah, he can be an asshole sometimes, but he's still a dog. Which makes this absolute clobbering that Stewie gave him that much crazier.
Stewie, listen, this is crazy. You got, oh my God!
Like, come on, this shit is so unnecessary. And I didn't really like New Brian, but he didn't deserve to be cut up into pieces by Stewie just because he smashed Rupert. He also kidnapped and killed one of Brian's brothers because Brian wouldn't get him Hannah Montana tickets.
It's your brother. I found him for you, buddy. Jerry? What's that big thing around his neck? Oh, I'll show you. Now, are you gonna help me get those Hannah Montana tickets?
What can be worse than being a dog killer? I don't know about y'all, but I find getting pregnant by a dog to be worse than being a dog killer. Stewie was worried that him and Brian's relationship was falling apart, so he steals some of his DNA and creates a machine that will allow him to be pregnant by Brian. Mind you, Brian has no idea any of this is happening. Stewie gives birth to these weird ass half dog, half human baby things. These babies is super fucked up. This shit kinda sad, they all dying and shit. And this was all because Stewie had attachment issues to Brian. Now it's time for some honorable mentions. This gross ass shit, destroying Copenhagen with a tidal wave from the roaring 20s, and that one time that it created the universe, which is the reason why I gotta be here now. To conclude, they don't get much more evil than Stewie. Stewie did get pretty nerfed in Modern Family Guy, but that's fine because the whole evil baby thing got wore out really quickly. And in my opinion, Stewie is greater than ever now. He's basically the main character of Family Guy, even though some of that shit he did in the past is unacceptable. Bitch ass kid number 4.
Mom, can you get me some weird games for $1,000?
Okay, Eric. I'll get you some at the store tomorrow. Okay. Well, I guess I'll be going to the store now then.
What would happen if you mix Caillou a whole bunch of junk food and a piece of dookie? You'd get waste of life Eric Cartman. In my previous video, I talked a bit about Cartman when I talked about how it's his mom's fault that he is the way he is. But this blob of diabetes has done a whole lot of bad things, like turning his dad to chili and feeding him to his half brother. Big Billy, being the dumbass that he is, buys this kid's private area hair because he thinks it's gonna turn him into a man. When his friends tell him that's not how it works, he wants to get his money back. But Scott Tenorman won't give him his money back and just keeps sending him on stupid side quests. So Cartman creates a chili carnival to set up Scott. The original plan is to get a pony to bite Scott's Dakonga off. But Scott got the drop on that plan cause Cartman's friend snitched. But Cartman was 2 Twinkie bites ahead. You see, Jabba the Hutt knew that Scott was gonna send his parents to check the horse out, so he told the crazy redneck who owns the horse that pony killers were in the area. This resulted in Scott's parents getting their Bernangas blown out. Cartman stole the bodies, and then he fed them to Scott in chili.
Do you like it? Do you like it, Scott? I call it Mr. and Mrs. Tenorman chili.
Oh my God!
I made you eat your parents.
And he's celebrating now, but it actually gets revealed later that him and Scott have the same dad, meaning that he killed his dad and fed him to his brother.
What?
He ruined KFC for Kenny. If you watch South Park, you know that Kenny is poor. One day, Stan's mom decided to get all of the boys some KFC, but they can't get none until they help get the groceries out of the car.
We've been waiting for hours. It won't take a minute. Come on, guys. If we all have that, we can do it super fast.
All right, let's go. Oh my God, that smells good.
This mountain of cholesterol eats the skin off every single piece of chicken. This was probably going to be Kenny's first real food in a couple of days, and he can't even experience it the right way. I wish I could punch him directly in his third chin for Kenny. He also gave Kyle HIV. Cartman was getting his tonsils removed one day, but a mistake was made when they were donating him blood, so he ended up getting blood infected with HIV. Since Kyle is a Cartman hater, he finds it extremely funny. So he sneaks into Kyle's room and feeds him his blood.
Let's just see how funny it is now, asshole.
He's a fat, spoiled brat as well. I mentioned this in my last video, but he has to get gifts at other people's birthday party because he's so fucking spoiled. He's so spoiled that he don't even have to get up and use the bathroom if he doesn't want to. He's so spoiled that he got him and his mom kicked out of their house and then tried to blame his mom for it. Time for some honorable mentions, which is really just every single other reason that I left out because the video's getting too long. Shooting Tolkien because he's black. Doing a genocide with Cthulhu because his friends didn't want to play superheroes with him no more. Doing weird shit with Butters while he was blindfolded, and just being alive because there's even more stuff that I haven't talked about. And to conclude, Cartman is fat and annoying and nobody likes him and nobody should like him. There's a few people who like him, but if you like him, fuck you. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I do want to apologize for the length of the video. It should have been way longer and it should have had way more characters and content in it, but I don't feel well, and this is also very taxing because it's like really hard to get these videos out on time. I got more stuff coming soon, and I promise that my new videos will be a lot better. Discord and Patreon in the description. The beats is by Racha. Thank y'all for watching.
Hold on. Duct tape your face, now you can't speak. Now you know your place when you ain't me. Fuck your grandma, tie your auntie, beg your mommy. I'm laughing like Joker. Where your poker face when you're playing the game. I can see all your moves, nigga. You about to lose, nigga. Shoot, nigga. I'm super